Yeah, I'm starting. Starting. Let me just go to my. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So we're doing chapter two, JavaScript essentials. Here we're gonna learn about variables, primitive data, analyzing and modifying data types, operators, and then as we can see there, the variables, declaring variables, the strings. Let's go the boolean, the symbol, undefined, now, converting arrays. I want us to go to do chapter projects, which help us to just understand the whole chapter in summary. And then, but before we go there, we have operators like grouping, as you can see there, explanation, prefix increment and decrement, which is minus plus. But here we use minus minus. It's like it means we minusing one, plus plus we adding one. Multiplication, division, and modulus. Modulus we use it as a percentage. Addition and subtraction. These are just basic maths operators that we need to remember every time when we're coding. So let's go to our chapter project. So chapter project, they said miles to kilometer converter. They said create a variable that contains a value in miles and convert it to kilometers and add and log the value in kilometers in the following format. The distance of 130 kilometer is equal to 209 0.2142 miles. And then they said for reference, when we're calculating all these things, we need to remember that 1 mile is equal to 1.06934. So let's start step by step. Create a variable that contains a value in miles. So we already created our files. We linked our JS and our HTML. We learned that on chapter one. So we're gonna open our VS Code. You are there, right? I'm not taking you alone.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna go to our VS Code. Just trying to make my VS Code to be a bit bigger so we can see. They said we must create a variable that contains a value in miles. So we're just gonna say let my distance in miles or miles equal to 10. So you can just choose any number just to experiment how different numbers give us answers. And then they said convert it to kilometers. So we know that for us to convert miles into kilometers, we have to multiply and by kilometers. So remember we have our reference here. They said 1 mile is equal to 1.60934. So we're just gonna say my distance in kilometers because that's what we want. We want our distance in kilometers, and then we say my distance in miles that we already have, and multiplied by the reference that we have, which is 1 mile equal to kilometers. So we want to see how many miles are there in kilometers. And
Okay.
after that, we're just gonna console. So I
Yes.
to play around to our console so it can give us a full sentence. Actually, I think that's what was needed. That it must show the distance of miles is equal to the distance of kilometers. So let's just run this and see if we have the right thing. So just gonna go to our console. go to more tools. There we go. The distance of 10 miles. The distance of 10 miles is equal to 16.0934. So in 10 miles, there is 16.0934 kilometers.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand. Can we like verify with the 130 kilometers and see if it gives us 209 miles?
So,
Vice versa.
sorry?
Can we verify with 130 uh, miles?
Here.
Let's see how many uh, kilometers make up 130 miles.
No problem. So we're just gonna edit there.
Yeah, so we can verify if
Let me just run
the
it.
calculations are okay.
The distance
Okay.
130 miles is equal to 209.214, which was there already given on the book. There it is.
Yeah,
So
okay.
we were correct.
Then it works fine.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put back my 10. I don't know, but I'm liking this 10. I didn't want to
Okay.
use the answer which is already given in the book. So we're gonna go to our next exercise, which is BMI calculator. So let me just make a space for us to work on our BMI. So I'm just gonna. By the way, this is how I like to comment my codes, just to make it a bit clean. Just a second. Then I'm gonna remove this one. So
And I also have another faster way of commenting your
I'm making them.
uh, yeah, the whole thing,
Yeah,
the whole lines.
yeah.
So you just drag your mouse like all the lines, and then you hit control and slash forward slash.
And then it will just highlight it.
It's quick. It's quicker that way.
Yeah.
It's like marking everything that you want to mark, and then you hit control and
Whatever you
forward
want.
slash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's faster that way, but it doesn't matter.
Okay. So the BMI calculator, they said state values for height in inches and weight in pounds. Then convert the values to centimeter and kilometers, outputting the results to the console. And then for reference, they said 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeter, and then 2.2046 pounds is equal to 1 kilo. So they said set the value in height, pounds, and weight. Height, set the value for height in inches, weight in pounds. So I just took numbers randomly and said let inches is equal to 100. And then they said we must create pounds also. Pound, I said let pound equals to 60. So now for us to get weight, we need to divide pound by, we need to divide, for us to get weight, we need to divide pound by 2.2046, which is in kilograms. So I said let weight, because that's what we want. We want the weight. Let weight equals to pounds, which our pound is 260, divide by 2.2046, or 0.46, and then we want the height again. So our height is equal to inches, which our inches here is 100. So every time we want the height, when we have inches, we multiply. So we're gonna multiply with our reference. They said 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. So we're gonna say 100 multiplied by 2.54, and then they said we must put the results on the console. So we're just gonna say console.log as weight. So this works also like addition. Instead of just putting
Mm.
the sign, we can just use a comma. So we're just adding weight and height, and then we console them. Okay, so I'll just run everything once we're done. I'm gonna run everything once we're done. Output the results, then calculate and log the BMI. This is equal to weight in kilos divided by squared height in meters. Output the results. So we want the BMI. So BMI equals to the weight, equal to the weight, and then we're gonna divide by height or divide by 100. So here we said height divided by 100 multiplied by height divided by 100, which if we were using a shortcut, we're just gonna say height divided by 100 squared. Doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And then we're gonna console the BMI so we can get the answer of the BMI. And then before I run it, is there any question?
Not yet,
Okay.
but so far so good.
Okay.
I'm following through.
Okay, let me run and see if our code will work perfectly. Okay, so the first console here, which was when we were consoling the weight and the height, this is the answer that we get. And then the BMI,
Okay.
when we were when when after dividing the weight by the height, divide by 100 square, will and then we console it, we'll get this. So now the only thing that maybe was supposed to be done, this console, this string here, for us to have a nice looking string, we could just also console our sentence and put it here, but I don't think it really has that much of a problem if it's not there. But all our codes ran, and yeah, that's it for our chapter
Yeah,
2.
it makes sense. Okay.
Okay,
I understood.
thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks.